Okay, let's talk about something happening in Germany right now, where the government has just rolled out a new law well, it's causing a major stir. And this whole thing really gets to the heart of a huge debate. How do you balance personal freedom with national security?
So, I want you to picture this for a second. You've been planning that big trip for ages, maybe a gap year, a semester studying abroad, or you landed a cool new job in another country. Now, what if you suddenly had to get the military's permission before you could go? It sounds like something from a totally different era, right? But for millions of men in Germany, this question just became very, very real.
So, what is this rule that has everyone talking? Let's dive in and break down the specific clause that basically went from being buried in some legal document to a massive national headline, seemingly overnight.
All right, here's the deal. Starting January 1st, 2026, if you're a man in Germany between the ages of 17 and 45, you'll need to get official military permission before you can leave the country for more than 3 months. And we're not just talking about guys who want to be soldiers. This could affect millions of students, tech workers, you name it. As you can imagine, the public reaction was pretty much instant. Students started protesting in the streets, and this message, which was spotted on a pair of boots at a protest, it just perfectly captures the mood. It's this powerful, defiant no way to what a lot of people see as a kind of backdoor draft.
But here's the thing, this travel rule isn't just some random policy. It's a single, very important piece of a much, much bigger picture, a total rethink of Germany's entire military strategy. So let's look at what's actually changing here.
Okay, first things first, and this is super important. This is not a return to mandatory conscription, at least not yet. For now, military service is still voluntary. What Germany is doing is rolling out what they're calling a modernized system. Every 18-year-old man is going to get a questionnaire in the mail to see if they're interested and fit for service. The whole goal is just to get more people to raise their hands and sign up voluntarily. And when you look at the numbers, you really see why they're doing this. Right now, Germany has about 182,000 soldiers. Their target for 2035? 260,000. That is a massive gap to fill with just volunteers, which, it kind of explains why the government is suddenly getting a lot more creative or assertive with its recruitment. But that brings up a huge question, right? If service is still voluntary, why on earth would they put in such a strict-sounding travel rule? Well, the real reason has less to do with today and everything to do with being ready for tomorrow. This is where it gets really fascinating. This travel clause, it's not new at all. It's actually an old, forgotten rule from the Cold War that they've just revived. The idea is to build the whole legal and bureaucratic system for a draft now, so that if they ever need it in a future crisis, they can just flip a switch and it's ready to go. It's all about preparation. So what does this actually mean for, say, a 20-year-old guy in Germany who wants to go backpacking through Asia right now? Well, the Defense Ministry has tried to calm everyone down. They've clarified that for the time being, it's pretty much a formality. As long as service is voluntary, that permission is just deemed to have been granted. Basically, it's an automatic yes, and there are no penalties. Okay, so we've got the what and the how of this new law, but that leads us to the biggest question of all. Why? Why is Germany, a country that was so proud to suspend its draft back in 2011, suddenly doing this? And the answer, of course, is all about what's happening on the world stage. You can just draw a straight line from the past to the present here. Back in 2011, the Cold War felt like ancient history, so Germany suspended conscription. Then, boom, 2022. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine changes absolutely everything. That single event was the trigger, leading directly to this new law in 2025 and now the huge debate that's followed. And the strategic thinking here is crystal clear. The German chancellor has said he wants to build the most powerful conventional army in Europe. This is a direct answer to the threat from Russia, for sure, but it's also about something else, a growing worry about whether the US will always be there to protect Europe. Germany feels like it needs to be ready to defend itself.
So, let's put it all together. This new policy basically creates two different realities that exist at the same time, the voluntary system we have today and the potential mandatory system of tomorrow. And when you see them side by side, the implications become incredibly clear.
This right here is probably the most important thing to grasp. Look at the column on the left. The current system. Enlistment is your choice. That travel permission we talked about, it's automatic, and there are no penalties. Now look at the right. This is the potential future system. Enlistment becomes compulsory. You would have to actively apply for permission to travel, and if you don't follow the rules, there would be real consequences. The scary part for some is that this entire framework is no longer just an idea, it's now officially written into law, just waiting.
And all of this leaves us with this one final, really essential question. This debate happening in Germany, it's not just about a travel rule. It's about a fundamental tension that honestly countries all over the world are dealing with right now in what feels like a more dangerous time. And that question is, how much individual freedom is a country, and are its citizens, willing to give up for the sake of collective security?